Hello, I'm Turag. I'm a professional Apex Legends coach. I'm Brazilian. I started teaching Apex Legends South America even before I became a coach in 2021. And now that I have been coaching an ME18 for 10 months, I feel a little bit more confident and I decided to do it in English. So I don't promise the best English here, but I promise a very good Apex content. Pay attention because we are going to talk about space control. And to introduce this topic, I chose this game from ALGS Championship 2023 finals to show you that even the best teams in the world make mistakes. And here we have TSM holding the God spot and dying with 0 points. So you can see Optic pushing them. They ran away to Overlook. And then they died with 0 points. And after, Optic won the game holding the spots. At that time, I saw a lot of people VOD reviewing this game, talking about a lot of things, but not about the most important here, the way TSM held the spot. So let's see from Optic's POV what happened. And we can see here, they cross the corner, no one holding, they are walking, winning space, and only now, after the climb, TSM saw them. But now it's already too late. Now TSM put themselves in a very bad position. They already have a bad loot because they fast rotated from Siphon, so they sacrificed some loot to get the God spot, which is very good. But if you want to hold this spot, you cannot give all the space for free. The more space the enemy team has, less space you have. And as soon as you are with less space than your enemy, you are already in disadvantage. So if you want to hold this spot, you have to hold like this. The first contact has to be here on the stairs. You have to keep one guy here. Someone cross, you shoot. And maybe you think, but why? You cannot stop the push alone here. Yes, but the goal here is to make the enemy team knows that you know about them. And this way, you make them think twice. So for example, we saw Optic crossing here, right? Imagine you cross, you get shot. You will go back and you will think twice. Is it worth to keep pushing now that they know about us? That's the goal of having one guy holding stairs. And you can also think about the cat kills, right? Because we saw he put his cat kills like this. So they had to break and cross. If you put below, is it enough? Is it enough if you put here? Yeah, they have to cross. They have to break it to cross. But in their mind, it can happen that they break, the cat kills, and they think, maybe they're not aware. Maybe they haven't realized. Let's keep pushing. So this way, having one guy on stairs is 100% that they know about you. And there is also a more important thing here. Staying here, being here, you are not putting yourself in risk. You must control as much space as you can without putting yourself in risk. It's very important to understand. And you have to understand your limits to know if you are in risk or not. And I'm gonna help you to understand your limits in this video. But before, take notes. I'm gonna put more things here during the video, and at the end you have a summary. It's very important for you to save everything, so take notes and let's talk about your limits. And to help you understanding your limits, let's suppose you are holding this building. You have one guy playing roof, another guy playing here on platform, and if you have Pathfinder, you can leave a zipline here. So if you need to group up, you do it faster. And the last guy playing cannon. I don't even think it's good to be here, okay? It's just to make it easier to explain, okay? So this guy here is playing the risky spot, let's say like this. The first thing you have to consider is the character you are playing. You have to understand if you can group up faster, if you can escape if someone tries to do something against you. In this case, playing Pathfinder, you just grapple back and you are fine. And you know there are other characters like Bangalore, Wraith, Newcastle, Ash, that you can split a little bit more than the other characters, right? Okay, second thing, the enemy's comp. So imagine you are playing here, okay, and you see there is one team playing Donuts, and you check that they are playing Crypto Pathfinder. And let's suppose, because here I have Pathfinder as well, so I can grapple back, as I said. But imagine you are playing Bangalore here. It's a good character to split. But even being a good character, maybe playing here, if they hit a very good EMP and they put a zip line or he grapples, maybe you get knocked. So you are putting yourself in risk here. So maybe it's not worth to be here. You just grapple back and then you are safe again. Third, LOS. I know LOS is kind of obvious, right? If you are holding a spot, you have to check around if you are giving LOS to the other teams. But the issue is that when something starts happening, for example, you are here, you are chilling, nothing's happening, you are here giving no LOS, and then they start to fight on donuts. And then you want to look for kills, and you get angles, and boom, and you forget about the LOS around, what we call tunnel vision. So you have to be careful with that. And not only the LOS you are giving to your enemies, but you have to also check if your teammates have LOS to help you, to tell you if someone is getting closer to you. Or even if you have a crypto in your team, so it's way easier to splits because he can drive the drone and you can secure to you that you are safe and then you can get more space, okay? But now, the most important here is every time you are holding a spot, to know if you are safe or not, ask yourself, can someone approach the spot I'm holding without being seen? If the answer is yes, you should go back. If the answer is no, you know you are chilling. So imagine you are holding here, okay? Okay, that is not in zone anymore, so you are giving LOS, you are holding like this, okay? Just to get more space. And then this team start coming. And imagine they get a good gap where when no one there is watching. And they are just walking here, walking, no one watching, boom. And now you strafe there, they are here. Maybe they get the knock. So they can approach your spot if you are holding like this without being seen. So it's not good to be here. So let's go back to the guy playing roof and let's talk about it. Why do we know that you can play roof alone? Because no one can approach this spot without being seen first. So imagine you can see everything there. You can see here the open field, and there your teammates are playing there, so no one can come. The only spot that you have to be aware here is around the mountain, because they can put an evac here on armory and they can come around the armory. So you have to be aware. If you hear an evac, you call your teammates, guys, evac. They will come, group up, you check if they're coming to you. If they're coming to you, you react. If they're not, okay guys, you can go back. So it's very important to every time ask yourself, can someone approach the spot I'm holding without being seen? So now let's talk about active and passive presence. Active presence is when you will not give your spot, you will not lose space. If someone tries to approach, you will fight. In that case, for example, of the team coming around the mountain, you call your teammates, you check the LOS, be careful with LOS, and you check if they're coming to you. If they're coming to you, you try to get entry damage, you throw nades, you try to kill them, and that's it. You don't want to coexist with them. Now, the passive presence. You have one guy anchoring roof, and you are holding here duo, okay? You are holding duo. At some point of the game, the team playing donuts, they have to come to you because the ring will start closing and they have to come. And as soon as they realize you are holding here, holding duo, they will waste utilities. They will throw nades, Benga ults, EMP, smokes to cross because they can get shot by other teams. And at some point, you have to give the space. But the first goal here with the passive presence is to make the enemy team waste utilities to win the fake spots. Let's say like this, because this is not your spot, that is your spot. So you force the enemy team to waste utilities to win the fake spots, and then they will not have the same utilities to use against you after in your real spots. So first goal, make the enemy team waste utilities to win the fake spots. Second goal, after they waste their utilities and they are in a victim position, For example, let me show to you. Let's suppose the ring is here. The edge of the ring is here. They cannot be here. Like here, they can crouch, but it's not comfortable, right? If they do something here, they will be given LOS to the other side. So they will most likely play this small spot here. And they wasted utilities to be here. And now you can push them. So you force them to waste utilities. And after, when they are in a bad position, you use your utilities to kill them. So 2 goals. And the third goal, as I said about that fight, imagine you are here holding duo and you are all the time checking if they are there, and you know it's clear there. Your teammate call you evac, and then you group up and you know you have some seconds to do this fight. Why? Because you are securing all the time these spots. So you know the team playing donuts, they have to realize you are fighting, and after they have to start coming to you. So you know you have some seconds to do that fight without getting third-partied by the donuts team, because you are holding all the spots. So here we have 3 goals with the passive presence, and I can secure to you that maybe it looks simple, but it's not that simple. I see the best teams in the world doing it wrong every day. So let's take notes again, and then you can continue. Let me change here. Take notes and let's continue. How to control space without necessarily being there. Here we have a classic TSM play where they hold 3rd and 2nd floor, but they also prepare the ground to fight the first team who approaches. They come here, they break the doors, they put fence, cat kills, Koski gas, whatever, but you don't need these characters to do it. And they do the same thing on the other side. They break all the doors. After, they watch around because they have LOS to all directions, and if they hear an evac, they check if they intend to land here. If they do, they insta play aggro on them, because since they broke the doors, they have less covers now. So they are already fighting with advantage. And they are all the time controlling the space without holding the space. And here we can have the same thought process. Imagine you are holding this building. You don't want to be everyone there. You would be doing it wrong. You want to have more space. Let's suppose you are playing Bangalore and you want to play here. So you do what I said. The character you are playing, okay, Bangalore, I can escape. Enemies comp, so you check the closest team to you, this one. You check what they are playing and you know what they can do against you. You see if you are given LOS to other teams and you make the question. Can someone approach this spot without being seen? If there is one team playing there, no one can do it, because if they try to climb here, they get shot by them. If no one is playing there, then you know someone can do it. Then you give space, because you don't want to get knocked and get flamed by your teammates, and you can climb here and play that spot. You are completely safe and you have all the LOS. Now let's talk about the building. We make the same question. Can someone approach the building without being seen? The answer is no. We have lava, we have a big zipline, we have open field, and we have a teammate watching choke. So here no one can approach without being seen. Then you know you can set up the other building. You can come here, you can reinforce the door, cat kill, reinforce the door, cat kill, then you can go back, you can play roof, and in this way, as we saw on the previous example, you are controlling the spot without being there, and you are also preparing the ground to fight the first team who approaches. If they get balloon, if they get the zipline, if they try to force the open field, you put entry damage and then you push them, because this way you know you are already putting yourselves in advantage. And you can also, because as I said, controlling the space without necessarily being there, but you can even be there. You can play here if you want, because here is the same idea. No one can approach without being seen. Lava, zipline, open field, teammate watching choke. So you are completely fine here. You try to put entry damage, and if you put entry damage, you fight them. If you don't put entry damage by any chance, you just go back. And in this case, you can also do without Catalyst, without Caustic, without Watson, okay? because if they cannot approach, you are here. As I said, if you don't put entry damage, you just go back. And just to make sure you understood why you can set up the other building, it's because if no one can approach your building without being seen, you have time to set up your building if someone tries to do it. You come here, it's very quick to do it. I'm gonna show you another example. Same idea here. No one can approach the spot without being seen, and no one can approach this building without being seen. But to the other one, to this one, people can just walk, so you don't want to lose the space. You can hold here as a 3-man, you can hold strong, and set up the other one. Reinforce, cat kill, reinforce, cat kill. This way, if someone tries to evac and land here, they will have to deal with the doors and cat kills. They will get shot in their back and they will panic. And at the same time, you can rely on it. You can try to get a knock, you can try to fully clean everyone. This way, you are controlling the building without necessarily being there, and also preparing the ground to fight the first team who approaches. And on endgames, you can also choose. If someone tries to push you, you can just give the space and go to the other one, or if you think it's good to fight, you can just set up your build because you don't need time to do it. Just press 2 buttons and boom, you get your doors and that's it. That's why, as I explained on the other example, you can set up the other building because you don't need time to do it. And that's it. This way you are again controlling all the space we can without necessarily being there and putting yourselves in advantage. Here we have another example, but now on Stormpoint. You can play this building and have the control of this small building. So here I'm playing Watson, so I just put 4 fences. If you are playing Watson, put the fences there first and after set up the building, because if you get pushed and if you need to put more fences, those fences will be replaced first. But you don't need Watson to do it. You can have Catalyst, Caustic, Rampart, but even without these characters, you just go there and break both doors. The outcome will be basically the same. And if you look around, no one can approach this building without being seen first. So if someone's evac to get the building or even try to force by walking, you put entry damage and you rely on it when they get closer to the building. Or they will have to deal with Cat passive, Rampart kill, Koski kill, Watson fence, or they will have no doors, so they will have no cover. You will have advantage anyways. And maybe you think, Turag, is it worth to join Custom Lob and try to do setups to all the spots in the game? I don't think so. I think it's way better for you to understand the thought process and then apply to all spots you hold. Okay, so let's take note again and let's finish the video. So that's it. I hope this video helps you to get better results. Feel free to leave your feedback in the comments, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with your friends. Let's help more people to understand more about space control. And if you want to schedule a private code session with me, DM me on my socials and we talk about it. I can even record a board review since I have been doing it for my team last month. Okay? See ya. Bye-bye.